Am I the a-hole for telling my fiancé that I don't need him? The other day, my fiancé and I were hanging out with his friend James and James's girlfriend Naomi. My fiancé currently owns a company that his dad started back 18 years ago, as he inherited it in his dad's passing 2 years ago. He's now extremely wealthy. When I got together with him 8 years ago, he was broke, depressed, and living in his sister's basement and didn't have a job. I worked full-time. Money never bothered me the way it bothered my fiancé. He is quite materialistic, whereas I'm the opposite. When I go shopping, I buy stuff for him, but I don't even remember the last time I had a desire to buy myself anything. Big, extravagant things just don't appeal to me. I drive a '07 Toyota, for crying out loud. With that said, I do currently own and operate my own business, but I make significantly less than my fiancé does now. I make about $56,000 a year, and he made around $120,000 last year. He made $250K-ish the year before, but it entirely depends on how much he works. He made less this year because he was out on a boat flaunting his lifestyle all summer. The money changed him. That's all I'm gonna say. He's just different. His ego is completely inflated and he feels untouchable. He has bought a huge house and has 5 different vehicles in our driveway. He buys me gifts constantly, but it's stuff I would never buy myself. Like, he bought me a Gucci handbag 3 days ago for our anniversary, knowing I don't use them. I obviously said thank you and acted totally appreciative. But he knows I don't like this stuff either, so it did hurt. And actions like this, which happen all the time, make me feel unheard. I'm an art junkie. I paint and draw. I read books constantly. I do not keep up with fashion statements. But instead of getting me a book or a canvas, he gets me a Gucci bag. It bothered me because he's trying to make me look better for him and his image. He hasn't outright said that. He tries saying, I just want you to have nice things. So, anyways, we are with James and Naomi the other day. James and I get along really well, but Naomi and I are just opposites. She's definitely big on appearance and money and gives James a super hard time constantly for not providing a better life for them. She doesn't work. James is more laid back. He's happy with what he has: a cozy home, a couple cars, but nothing extravagant. The topic of money came up after Naomi mentioned James not making enough for them, and my fiancé starts gloating. Says he offered James a job but James said no, but then he made the comment of, yeah, my lady wouldn't have nice things if it weren't for me. So I asked what he meant by that, and he said, well, we know you won't spend money on yourself for whatever reason, so you definitely wouldn't have nice things if I didn't get them. Look at this Gucci bag. You need me to get your stuff or you would just never have anything. It was at that point that I told him I didn't need him or his gifts. He looked uncomfortable and said, well, I didn't mean it like that, and changed the subject. James and Naomi were just eyeballing us the whole time. After we left, he said I embarrassed him and that I shouldn't have said that shit because I took it out of context and made him look like an idiot. I told him he wasn't trying to impress Naomi by flaunting money. This wouldn't have happened. He has barely spoken to me since. AITA, ETA. Before he bought this giant house, I own my own property. I bought us a 2-bedroom home 4 years ago. I currently rent it out because I like the house and didn't want to sell it. And yes, I've communicated my feelings on this stuff, and he says when you got with me, I didn't have a penny to my name and I wasn't able to spoil you. So now I am. But when I tell him that I would be happier with a book or art supplies, he says that stuff is cheap or not good enough and I wants me to experience luxury.